In more ways than one, Beyoncé's hit song, Freedom, has kind of become the unofficial anthem for Kamala Harris's presidential campaign now. In a memo reviewed by CBS News, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee is urging an emphasis on freedom in close House races. I want to bring in our Scott MacFarlane. Scott, walk us through your new reporting on this.
Yeah, CBS News got a hold of this new memo from the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee in which they're urging their own members and their campaign advisors to adopt this freedom message in their campaign platform and their campaign messaging. Obviously, that would kind of coincide with what Vice President Harris is saying, but they also take this interpretation of the word freedom that they think can be mechanized effectively in their campaigns to expand freedom to not just protection of democracy, but women's reproductive rights, to issues countering Project 2025, which they argue may be encroaching too much on the executive branch and its freedoms. But also, I think it's indicative of the different complexion politically of these House races versus other battleground state races, because so many of these competitive House races are in states that are more traditionally blue. New York has a half dozen competitive races. California has at least a half dozen competitive races. From the House Democrats' campaign strategy, they think that type of messaging is effectively, or especially effective in states like that.
So those of us old enough to remember and who've read a few history books remember FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, talk about the four freedoms. Is this a kind of 21st century echo of that kind of either messaging or emphasis?
I think it's good campaign messaging to have that type of word associated with whatever argument you're trying to make, whether it fits like a glove or not. One of the more interesting conversations I had today was with the Democratic challenger in the Pennsylvania 10th Congressional District. This is a Democratic challenger against Scott Perry, the multi-term Republican from South Central Pennsylvania. And I asked her about this idea of freedom, and she immediately segued from talking about democracy in January 6th to women's reproductive rights, almost synthesizing those two somewhat different issues beneath the same heading. So to a degree, it's branding, but the House Democrats are urging their own members to adopt this, thinking it to be efficacious.
What's the economic tie-in?
First of all, there's a tie-in about having the freedom to make your own decisions with your own money. I mean, they can make the argument that that goes into tax policies. Where are we giving our tax cuts? Where are we shifting our tax policies? Again, that fits under the branding concept, but you can see a history of Democrats doing this. Let me take you back to 2022. In that special election in August 2022, the first federal election after the Dobbs decision, the Democratic challenger used the words freedom and transitioned to abortion rights, women's reproductive rights, utilizing it for the first time. And the Democrats overachieved in that special election and won it in upstate New York.
Scott, you know Republicans would tell you, hey, we own freedom. We've owned freedom for decades. Democrats can't encroach there. They got no purchase.
And the Republicans, with their emphatic response to our reporting, said Americans are looking for freedom from Vice President Harris's history of policies. You can see how it's adopted and mechanized by both parties. But this is as much about campaign lingo, campaign jargon, campaign messaging, as it is about the platforms, because these two parties in so many of these battleground states have already spent a lot of money and a lot of airtime explaining their platforms.
And there's an Afghanistan report worth noting.
Yeah, this is
quite separate from our conversation about this DCCC memo.
Long awaited, multiple years from House Republicans in their investigation of the tragedies in 2021 at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan. It's about 350 pages. The cover shot shows President Biden, but there are 285 references in this report to the, quote, Biden-Harris administration and what they did, clearly trying to connect Vice President Harris to all their findings. A few top lines of the report. They say that the Biden administration let that U.S. embassy stay too large for too long, leaving those there vulnerable in the case of an attack and for the collapse of the Afghan government. They also criticized them for leaving the Abbey Gate open for those seeking to get refuge, but leaving members vulnerable for attack. They also criticized the Biden administration for leaving weaponry by the billions and equipment by the billions in Afghanistan. Democrats respond major, saying that it was the Trump administration that put this date on the calendar in the first place and drew down U.S. military prematurely, too quickly, leaving all this vulnerable. This is what happens when you put this kind of report out between Labor Day and Election Day. You leave it prone to weaponizing for campaigns.
Scott MacFarlane.